Now we're on Daredevil Season 2. I had a lot of fun with Daredevil Season 1. I loved the first season of Daredevil. Jessica Jones was good, but I felt like it has some room for improvement. But let's get started with Daredevil Season 2. I'll say this right off the bat. I love Season 2 of Daredevil. Is it as great as Season 1 of Daredevil? It was a tough competition at first. But it took me a while to think about it where I'm like, you know what, I like the first season more because the first season, it was more, it had more of a simplicity to it than season 2. Not saying that season 2 was like, had just a terrible premise. Season 2 had a good premise, but it felt more convoluted and clustered compared to season 1. But let me say this right off the bat. John Berthold as the Punisher was amazing. I loved him as Frank Castle slash the Punisher. He embodies the character so much. And to be completely honest with you guys, I didn't like any of the 3 Punisher films that came out before this and the Netflix series that's on right now. Because to be honest with you, the Dolph Lundgren one was terrible. The Thomas Jane one wasn't terrible, but I didn't like it. And Warzone was just god awful. That movie, ugh. But John Berthold, the Punisher, he really nailed it very much as the Punisher. Main strength for me personally, I don't know about many others would agree, they probably do, but the main strength in this season for me is the interaction between Daredevil and the Punisher and how they view justice and how they should handle justice in Hell's Kitchen and how they view each other's opinions, where like Daredevil's how he handles justice, where he just beat up the criminals and just throws them in jail, while Punisher's all like, F that, kill the mofos and let them die, because Daredevil is more passive when it comes to handling justice, while the Punisher is more aggressive and more violent, more brutal, and more gruesome when for how he handles justice, especially with his backstory with his wife and his kids. Because you guys all know the origin to the Punisher, so I don't need to go more in details. But I just love the interaction. I love the conflict between that these two are at war with each other because how they disagree with each other's opinion on how they should handle justice in Hell's Kitchen, where Punisher thinks it's the right thing to kill people and to kill criminals, while Daredevil doesn't view it that way. He doesn't think that nobody should die, even if that person is completely bad. That person shouldn't die, and I just love the clashing and button heads, especially with the first couple of episodes with those two characters, because that was my biggest plus with this season. And add to the fact that it's the first time we get to see these characters together in live action, which made it very cool, because these are one of my favorite Marvel characters, and both of these characters haven't done justice for Netflix, because for films, both of these characters didn't really have great movies when it comes to these characters, and it's glad that Netflix and Marvel actually collaborated together to actually make something pretty awesome with these two characters, the Punisher and Daredevil. And what we got in the season, especially with the first couple of episodes, which is just, it felt like a 4-hour movie. If this was a 4-hour movie with just a Punisher versus Daredevil, I would immediately go see this in theaters because it is just amazing. Also, the hallway fight scene with Daredevil just beating the crap out of everybody. Whoa. That was amazing. That was awesome. Guys, that hallway fight scene beats the crap out of the hallway fight scene in season 1, episode 2 of Daredevil. Because that was an automatic A+. And that honestly kicks the crap out of any fight scene in any of the MCU films, in my opinion. Because the Netflix Marvel shows, I will almost say that these are almost better than the MCU films itself, because how they take themselves seriously, how they ground themselves to reality, and how they just feel like they have actual great stories. Not saying that the MCU doesn't. I love the MCU, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to like their shows, it gives more room for character development, more room for better storylines, and just all around just great characters. other than 2-hour movies that Marvel has produced for the past 10 years as of right now, their shows are really as much compelling and it's more compelling. And not, they're even better than actual MCU films thus far. I'm in the middle of binge watching Luke Cage, but that show I will talk about soon because I love me some Luke Cage. So far, Netflix and Marvel has been killing it right now. And also, too, I do love the relationship between Matt Murdock and Karen, how the relationship was growing in the season, and definitely developed into a romance, which was very interesting to see. I love that about this season, how just Matt and Karen, their chemistry is on point. But as soon as you think Matt won't have a complicated love life, he was wrong, because guess who pops into the picture? Elektra Nachios. And let me just tell you right now, thank freaking God Elektra has been done justice. Because even though I liked Ben Affleck as Daredevil, I hated Jennifer Garner as Elektra. I mean, I felt that the character definitely deserves some justice. And especially the fact that I didn't even finish Elektra. I was supposed to review that film. But, I'm like, no, I can't. I cannot finish that movie. But Elektra in this season, whew, she was a wild card. I mean, to be honest with you, her and the Punisher are my two favorite characters in this season. I love them even more than Daredevil, in my opinion. Because even though Daredevil is the main protagonist, the two breakout stars, Punisher and Elektra, they were the scene stealers, in my opinion. I mean, Elektra, I loved her exotic foreign vibe to her. I even loved her just ability, her love for fighting and martial arts, and her relationship with Matt, and how their chemistry is just as great as Matt and Karen. I just love Elektra so much in the season, and hopefully we get to see more of her. Hopefully soon, fingers crossed. But Oldie Young, I believe that's her name, she killed it as Elektra, and she probably has to be one of my favorite female MCU characters as a whole, because just how much of a BA she was. Because Elektra definitely needed a great, she needed some justice. She did, because after seeing the parts I've seen in Elektra, I'm just like, yeah, we need a good Elektra. We need a good Elektra, not this bullcrap. But thank you, Netflix, and thank you, Marvel, for actually giving us a good Elektra. Finally. We also get introduced to the Hand, this ninja clan, which sounds so much like the Foot Clan for Ninja Turtles, which Ninja Turtle had some inspirations from Daredevil, which I thought was very cool, since, the hand, the foot, and Daredevil and Ninja Turtles. I thought the two connect very well, since I am a fan of both. Even though I'm more of a Ninja Turtle guy than a Daredevil guy, but hey, that's just me. Another one of my favorite moments in the series, it has to be the jail fight scene with the Punisher just killing everybody in jail. That scene as a whole was bloody, it was graphic, it did not hold back at all. When I first saw that in 2016, I was like, oh crap, this guy gives no F's. He has no chill. The Punisher is not effing around when it comes to him handling justice and his way of handling crime, and just his way of handling criminals and bad guys. This guy is a straight up savage. The Punisher, man. This make me want to watch the Punisher show right now, even though I'm watching these in order of timeline, so I cannot wait to watch the Punisher. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. Alright, let's get to my negative with this season, because even though I do love this season, I do have some issues with it. For example, this show, just like many other Netflix shows and the other Marvel shows on Netflix, it does drag in certain episodes where I'm just like, come on, get to the point, enough of the jibber jabber, I'm waiting to see some cool stuff happen. And it definitely feels boring at times, and definitely feels, the plot feels convoluted at times, where I'm just like, okay, this is Punisher versus Daredevil, mixed with Daredevil meets Elektra, mixed with the Punisher, Daredevil versus the Hand, and Matt and Karen's love story, dad, and it's to the point where it's like, okay, this is too cluttered. Like, you either gotta have Punisher and Daredevil one season, or the next, or Daredevil Elektra, or vice versa. To me, if I would have done this, I would have had Punisher and Daredevil season 2, and season 3 will have Daredevil and Elektra. That's just for me, though. And also, too, the last episode, which was great, by the way, the season finale was great. But my main issue with it felt like Return of the King would have multiple endings where you think it's going to end, but it's not the ending that you think it's going to end, but it keeps going, and then rinse, rather repeat, it keeps going, but it's like, oh, come on, I hate when movies and shows do that. I'm like, you either gonna end it or not. Like, stop getting us these fake out endings. Like, I hate that crap. I do. But other than that, season 2 of Daredevil was great. Fantastic. I honestly cannot wait for season 3 later on this year, because I think they just recently announced it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but season 3, hopefully that will be great, or will be better than this season, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we might get to see Bullseye season 3, because Bullseye is awesome. Because I do want to see Bullseye season 3, but I heard it's gonna be the Born Again storyline, which I've heard for season 3 of Daredevil. So that's gonna be interesting to see, and I hope that we get a tighter storyline for season 3 than we did in this. But other than that, guys, season 2 of Daredevil was great. It had some issues, but hey, not everything can be perfect. I'm going to give Daredevil season 2 an A-. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for my review of season 1 of Luke Cage, because that show, I cannot wait to talk about. That show is fantastic. I'm in the middle of binge watching that show, so stay tuned for my review of that. And let me know what you think of season 2 of Daredevil in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you are new to my channel, if you liked this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.